and welcome to the Working People's Pod on Out of Sandtrap Network. I am filling in for our fearless leader, Rock, and I am the ever so mysterious black man in black. It's your boy Izzl. What's going on? Here with my
Yes.
co-hosts,
Yeah, it's Great Des Dillinger.
Peace,
and we
peace.
got hoes. Let them know what's up.
What's going on, y'all? It's Jose Crown.
And we also got a special guest. Please introduce yourself. Third gang in the house.
All right. It's Promis Hugee. Promis Hugee, straight up the Metropolitan, SD South Carolina. Let's go.
What's going on, gentlemen? How's everybody feeling today?
I'm chilling.
It's
All
actually a great day.
Happy Easter to those who celebrate.
Yes, happy Resurrection Day.
So I guess in that spirit, we'll jump right into the pastor.
I'm about to get everybody mad. Stop blaming white cops for the killing of black kids. Instead, teach your black children to be obedient towards authority. I don't care. When I was 15 years old, I'm walking down Hollis in Queens, and an Italian cop drove right by me, and I locked eyes with the cop, and we stared at each other. He drove by. My ego and his ego. True story. He comes around the block, jumps out the car, grabs me, and smashes me up against a brick wall. Takes out his Glock and puts his Glock to the back of my head. No cameras, no iPhones, no social media, no recordings. He says to me, watch, say something. And in that moment, I hear the voice of my mom and my father. Son, obey it.
So the pastor, I'm not sure, what he was speaking, who he was speaking to. It was just like, some type of service. But he was basically telling members of the audience, congregation, whatever, that they need to teach their children to respect police officers, respect that authority, as opposed to teaching cops not to kill kids.
That's unarmed.
Yeah, I mean, armed, unarmed, whatever. Just instead of teaching the cops not to kill people that shouldn't be killed, we should be teaching the kids to respect authority. And he went into this whole thing about letting your ego get the best of you, and then you're putting your ego up against the cop's ego, and if the cop kills you, that's your fault for letting your ego win.
Yeah, dude's an
Thoughts?
ass. He's an ass. That's my biggest thought. He was an ass. And I mean, how you gonna be a preacher telling people bullshit like that? Like you're in a position of power and authority, and you saying basically if you're in authority, you can do whatever you want, and nobody can say nothing back to you. That's like the dumbest shit I ever heard. You're not able to be questioned.
So, man, I love his take on that. But there is a underlying message that I feel like we ignored only because of like the blatant disrespectful charge and tone of his voice that he had when saying that. Yes, we are all. I think it was insensitive, is the word that I'll use. It was insensitive to make a statement like that when we've seen in history shows up until this year that no matter how much respect you can have, no matter how hands up, don't shoot you can be, no matter how pro police I'm on you guys' side, that people try to let them know police have a God complex, a superiority complex, and feel that they can do what they want. I have not seen an instance where in any of the killings of these black kids or these black people, period, except the exception of one or two, where any of these people had their ego in the way, where any of these people had some type of pride on their chest that they couldn't get rid of when there's a cop pointing a gun at them. All I've ever seen was pure fear and terror in the eyes of people that are supposed to look up to these figures in the community. So, yes, fuck them and fuck him for making that statement. But the important thing is to not only teach our kids how to be respectful to authority figures, it's also these authority figures need to be respectful to not only themselves, the position they hold, and to the people they're talking to, whether it be child, man, woman, dog, for all I care.
See, normally I wouldn't say fuck a preacher, but yeah, fuck that dude.
Yeah,
I promise. What you think, my guy?
you know what it identifies with.
What's
It
up?
identifies with the brainwashing that's been going on for all these motherfucking years, bro.
Agreed.
So
Agreed.
we identify with how they've always manipulated and trained our mindsets based on the law. And clearly the state and the church supposed to be separate. However, we still find a way to incorporate value on both sides. There's no value. So if is in the middle of that value that's lacking already, it says a lot about the preacher. And use a hope and use a hump. And the thing is, even with my son, I'm quite sure you guys have children. I had an issue. I'm gonna give you a short story. Double D, I don't know if he was around. You remember my black Bronco.
Yeah.
All right. So I had the black Bronco.
You remember the black?
Had a black on black Bronco. I had an F-150 got the Bronco as a result of that. When I got the Bronco, I didn't have my paperwork straight, right? So at the end of the day, I had the same tags from the white truck. So you know how we do. I slide them off around there. And you feel me? And I slid it on the back because I'm trying to get around. They Ford on Ford, and if they pull me, it is what it is. My name's on both tags, right? So at the end of the day, they pulled me over, and my son's in the back seat. I'm talking about going ballistic, flipping, because he knows his father. And he knows I don't buckle or bend when it come down to authority that we're supposed to, I guess, respect as authority. So he bucking and for me. I said, look, I said, do you know who you are? I said, if you know who you are, what you scared of? I said, to the death. I said, it don't matter about what's presented to you, is how you face it.
Right.
So you didn't know, your daddy ain't did nothing wrong. We super Gucci. I said, when they come to the car, I don't want to see no greasy face ass little kid back here. Dry it up. When they come back here, make it known that you with your daddy and not somebody who apprehended your ass. You looking like I took you from someplace because you crying so hard. I said, so what you do? I said, so dry up your tears and we'll be good. So he dried it up, Dad. Before the dude came to the car, he's like, Dad, look at me. I said, you good, Mike. I said, so when he did that, officer came to the car, license registration. I said, I'm going to cut to it. I said, I know why you stopped me. I said, you stopped me because of my tags. I said, I have tags that was on the F-150. I got them on here. I said, now legally, you're supposed to stop me. I said, I'm not going to have this drawn out to where you give me the formality of anything that could happen. I know what could happen, but this is my truck. I said, and I got him off a truck I was wrecked in. I said, so at the end of the day, I was trying to get this truck. I'm lying my ass off at this point. I said, I'm trying to get my truck fixed. I got my truck fixed, and I put this tag on just so I can get it back to the crib. I said, if you look at the address, my crib is right here. I was right there in the Summit. He was like, he said, I'm glad you explained that. He said, because that just weighed like nothing. It's a feather in my chest now, all because you explained it. He said, me and my partner were just looking for you to spin off, because normally that's what happens in this case. I said, I never spin off because I'm not a thief. I said, neither am I a tyrant of the law. I said, I'm not scared about you pulling me over. I said, I need to know what you're talking about. I said, when you pull me over, I need to know what you're saying, right? When you pull me over, I don't know what you're thinking until you tell me. I said, instead, I told you why you pulled me over. I said, we cut all the time out. He said, sir, if they get to it, man, he said, I'm going to let you know, if you continue doing this, you're going to get a lot more pullovers because we got to do, I forgot, it's a new something that they put out during that time, but this was years ago. But I'm saying all that to say, I guess the identity of our children is up to us. You can't blame these cats. They really work for us, right? So if an employee has a gap in communication with an assailant or a community member, it's because he doesn't know who he is. So a lot of our kids don't know who we are based on what we put into them, what we instill in them. I tell my son, these people are employees. I said, so what does a good boss do to his employee? Treats them right. There you go.
I had a couple problems with what he said. One, being cops, they're not authority. They have the power to carry out things, enforce things like that. That's they're no more authority than a crossing guard is. They have the power to do certain things within that realm that is presented to you. But you're not just an authority figure to me. You are to protect and serve. You work for me.
Right. I'm on.
You're not an authority figure over me. So no, you're not somebody that I have to be taught to fear and respect.
Because
and fuck you, because regardless of what I do, how I speak, anything short of being violent, regardless of any of that, you don't have the authority or power to take my life.
Oh no.
Fam, I can stand here and curse your shit out for 20 minutes straight. Under no circumstances do you have the power to take your gun out and shoot me because you didn't like something that I did.
It's funny that you said that.
Remember what was it, about 20 years ago when that Septicop did that?
Did
You
what?
said
Remember you was driving and that Septicop came up behind Scepter?
Oh yeah. Yep.
And I wasn't even driving. He's talking about where's your license? Like,
Yep.
wait, what is
Same
your license?
shit.
I'm not the driver.
Yeah. It's like, bruh, you cool, poke your chest out, do your thing. But we don't need to teach our kids to respect authority. We don't need to teach our kids to cower before any fucking body. We need to be teaching our kids what their rights are and what
right,
the rights and power and the role of a police officer is. Because once you understand everybody's role and responsibility, then you
right.
can move in the right way. And
Then you can
fuck
move
no,
in the
I'm
right
never
way.
telling nobody to check their ego. Bruh, my ego has gotten me to so many newer, higher levels that I wouldn't have gotten to without my ego, especially as a black man. The worst thing you could do is take away some of our ego. That drives us to become more
But
and do
listen,
more in many cases. There's no way
Absolutely.
I should ever tell you, bruh,
but
embrace your
check this out.
ego. What I'm gonna teach you to do is respect everyone. Because the only way, or not the only way that you should, but this ideally was gonna set you up for success is I teach you as my son or my daughter to respect people, to learn, gather all the information that you can, and to move in the right way. So as long as you can do those three things, fam, there's no way that you are in a position where you're gonna cower before anybody or that you're gonna put yourself in a position to do stupid shit to get shot.
Correct.
Now, and if somebody does shoot you, if a police officer
It's a
does shoot
different
you,
side
that
of the
means he's
same coin,
wrong
though.
because you know how to move. So there's no way that he's justified in whatever he did.
Right.
And I'm gonna take it even further.
It's ego. You're double siding the same coin. It's ego. It's ego. The same way that the preacher and pastor was just telling us we need to teach our black kids about ego and putting their pride to the side and all these things. Think of all the instances where we've lost people because police
Correct.
couldn't
Yeah.
keep their ego in check. Somebody's trying to explain to you a situation, or through frustration, you're about to tow my vehicle, and I'm just telling you why you shouldn't be towing my vehicle. Instead of you hearing me and having empathy and compassion and putting your pride to the side, a cop will pull his gun out and shoot me and claim he's scared and he was in self-defense. So it's not a put ego in check and telling that to the kids or the children. We need to tell these authority figures, you have the biggest ego of them all. Keep your shit in check. Because at the end of the day, you're supposed to protect and serve, but at any moment you pull your weapon out on me, you're doing neither of
Yeah, I
those
don't.
And
things.
then they have to be cowards.
So that's ego.
Feel?
No, I just saying I don't. As far as the letter of violence, I'll never let these chumps get anywhere close to violence when you see me. This is what I'm saying. When I was talking about my son, I was basically explaining the identity of who you are in self. Now, see, we Shinnecock Shirai Indian. I don't do that motherfucking African American bullshit, all that cocksucking black shit. I don't do none of that. This is one of the biggest misnomers to where our fucking kids don't fuck with us, right? So when it comes down to when you're telling the truth out of black law and indigenous law and Moroccan, I don't want to get too deep. But when you're talking about different laws that govern the laws that they made to include themselves, now we're talking. These are laws that they made to include themselves on laws that we already had, right? So when we understand that our laws were already pre-existing, then you get into the pride of self and knowing that, okay, who I am as an indigenous man and a cultured man based on the knowledge and understanding of self, I don't have to worry about nobody else. And that came from my daddy, not from some preacher trying to get votes or coerce me to be a good when the cop pull me over.
Facts.
I'm never going to do that. So
Facts.
I guess. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was agreeing.
Yeah, because I try to break down the parallel. I try to get the generational curses out of the way when it comes down to what we've been taught. We was taught a lot of shit based on what our people were taught. So that's all they had to give us was what they gave us. So when we look and we see much of the stuff that we were given, they were also told lies. So we're breaking down the ciphers of lies so we can pass it on to our children so they don't have to deal with that same bullshit.
Facts.
And then they become empowered. They become empowered and know that, okay, regardless of what the outer Africa theory, all that shit, whatever, you were here and you have no one in your family that looks the part of what we call African indigenous, but you were here. And it's okay. If some people were, that's fine. I said, but when you know who you are based on, we had a family reunion and we went down that whole path. We went down to the Library of Congress, did the due diligence as far as finding out who we are in our land masses, bruh. Ain't nobody here from there, bro. They only brought 300 something here, bro. It wasn't a lot. So when it comes down to who we call authority figures, I think we should point that finger at ourselves first before anybody else serve notice on anything. We are the
Right.
authority figures, and they are the fucking employees. That's just what the fuck this is.
Yeah,
Big fat.
that's basically what it is.
I do want to say fuck that pastor though.
Straight like that.
But speaking
Hey,
of pastor, yeah, no, that's bullshit. He said that's basically what he said. Yeah, no, that's pretty much what
bro,
he said.
all
He's
that
like,
shit
yo,
was
yeah,
for the
no,
birds, man. At the end of
I
the day,
stared at him and he spun the block and pulled a gun on me. All right, sounds like he won, my nigga. That don't mean we need to be teaching people to be a bitch like you. Stop
Yeah,
staring or leave. Like, what are you doing? Why are you just
if
staring at a
anything,
nigga
he be
anyway?
telling folks
See,
they
that's the
had
dumb
that's
black
shit
women.
that's the dumb shit that we need to be teaching people not to do. Bro, why are you just staring down a cop? That's stupid. You put your dumb ass in that in that position by yourself. Now, did the cop have the right to spin the block and pull a gun on you? No. But again, you did some dumb shit already. So both y'all did some dumb shit together. That's
dumb
your
shit
story.
about when you just run for no reason. Ain't done
Yeah,
shit, but just
pretty.
run. Like, don't do dumb shit.
But yeah, speaking of pastors, PepsiCo has started to roll back their DEI initiatives and have met or meeting with our
PepsiCo leaders have agreed to sit down this week with civil rights leader Reverend Al Sharpton and representatives from the National Action Network to talk about the company's decision to scale back on some of its diversity, equity, and inclusion (DEI) efforts. This meeting comes after Sharpton publicly called out PepsiCo for its recent changes and sent a strongly worded letter to CEO Ramon Laguarta on April 4, in which he suggested he might organize a boycott if the company didn't address his concerns. PepsiCo, a major player in the food and beverage industry, owns iconic brands like Gatorade, Lay's, Doritos, Mountain Dew, and, of course, Pepsi-Cola. Earlier this year, the company informed its staff of a notable policy change. It would no longer maintain specific goals for increasing minority representation in its management roles or in its partnerships with suppliers. This decision prompted backlash, with critics like Sharpton pushing for more transparency and accountability.
Sharpton, Reverend Al Sharpton. I'm sorry. So wait, where y'all? How y'all want to do this? Y'all want to keep this serious, or y'all want to? Because I have thoughts on this one.
Okay, little motherfucker.
So my question is, dog, why do we keep putting Reverend Al Sharpton like he's our spokesman? Like, why is this nigga just front and center on black issues? Like, I don't even be agreeing with this most of the time, but it's like something going on. Oh, let's send Alfred. I don't I have like 6 other people that I would send before I send Al Sharpton. I might send
Basically.
Boosie before I send Al Sharpton.
Yeah, give him all of this praise as like this black leader, but nah, I wouldn't have sent him either, man. But I guess the only good thing I will say before we start cracking the jokes, the only good thing I will say is like it's good to see, one of our prominent figures even stepping out and speaking about anything, let alone something that really is about to take like I'll say thousands of jobs because I don't think it's too many black people involved in these companies anyway. But what he's doing, it's like the same cry that we did with the Black Lives Matter movement, the same cry that we do with all of these movements. We finna go make a bunch of fucking noise, but we not gonna put our money where our mouth is or take our money where we've already had it and go do something else with it. You feel me? Pepsi.
Come.
Now we're not talking about just drink. When people hear
Yeah,
PepsiCo,
no,
they just
no,
think
PepsiCo. Yeah, PepsiCo. We
PepsiCo
talking
pretty
about
much
everything they make,
they run
Doritos,
pretty much
all
any
that shit.
snack. They
Yeah.
make any snack you eat on your favorite snack. PepsiCo got a hand in it. You feel me?
Yeah,
Like,
and I'm not
and
getting a
you're not
Pepsi.
gonna sit here and tell me
We
we're
get
finna
it. You're
get
not giving a
20
Pepsi.
million black
You
people to
Pepsi
stop
slut.
investing in shit they eat every day.
I'm
Yeah,
not getting
no. I
Doritos.
mean, yes, the DEI initiative rolling back. I mean,
You
they're
got
one of
Doritos under your
pretty much
bed right
everybody
now.
at
I'm
this
not
point that's
hearing
doing it. Yeah, they're one of everybody that's doing it at this point. But again, I don't understand what like Rock said in the comments. He's the white people's black pastor. Agreed. It's like
it.
the Terry Crews of black pastors. Like the same,
Accurate.
they comfortable with him. Send him, you
That's
know.
it.
But do y'all see like do y'all see the subtle hints of buck breaking though? You ever
Oh, you
notice it's
breaking up,
always
Hose?
some big black that's always doing the what I'm
Oh, you
saying? The
breaking
white
up,
people,
Jose?
they never get somebody that actually makes sense to be doing that. Who the fuck cares about what Terry Crews thinks? You feel me? But he has spoken on more shit that they care about. You feel me? Like,
Facts.
and same thing with this pastor, man. Like at the end of the day, bro, you're not standing in no black neighborhood saying that shit out loud. One of them is probably gonna come and rob you. Nobody's trying to hear this dumb
That's
shit.
what
Police don't
this
fuck with us. We don't fuck with them. And now Pepsi don't fuck with us. We should not fuck with them. But who's gonna stop eating Pepsi and drinking Pepsi products?
too easy.
Fuck some Doritos.
Too easy. But bro, we getting back to that though. You see that, ain't it? Just I guess even looking at what happened with the whole, the whole Target thing, and who called that? Jamal called that out as far as boycotting a couple stores. So at the end of the day, we understand that works, right? Our problem is that anxiety and frustration of not being able to do what the fuck we want. Granted, we ain't going to Target today. Oh, but tomorrow coming, bitch. I'm going to Target. And I'm going to go there and I'm going to get me some shit. So in the resources that we hold back from not doing something for people who clearly have no value for us, let's put those resources together for the tally up of that one day. If we put resources together for that tally up of one day of what we would have spent at motherfucking Target, boy, we could start some shit. One day. Off of one day. You can start resource centers across the country off of one day to support and educate our children and anybody else trying to do better in life, period. Off one day. But the frustration is that build up of what we're going to do tomorrow. Yeah, exactly. God damn, we can't go to Target today. God damn, we can't go to Wally World. We fucked.
Because we start getting inconvenienced. And you start just like, all right, look, I'm going to go back to what's comfortable, what I can get to, what's more accessible. And then you fall back right into where they went. And they place those places there for it to be accessible to you, for you to be able to go there first. So, yeah, you gotta be uncomfortable for a little bit to make some change.
I can't say no. You talk that motherfucker. And at the end of the day, that's the part. The frustration. We don't like it's like I'm trying to kick heroin or goddamn, he trying to kick heroin or he trying to kick coke. They put it on methadone. Oh, no, excuse me. If he don't try to kick meth, they put it on methadone to step him down. Just to make sure it's not a hard fall. I'm going to cushion this shit all while keeping you on dope. Versus go to your mama house or your grandma house or your homeboy house and kick that shit in his bed in a room.
Go sweat and throw up for a little bit.
There you go. We don't want that discomfort. We want the relaxing ease of knowing I can do what the hell I want to do every day and nothing can stop me because I'm American, right? That American value was the company that taught us this shit.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
and that was Jamal Bryant.
Oh, that was Jamal Bryant.
That was Jamal. He goofy too, though.
You know what I'm waiting for, though? I'm waiting for Farrakhan to come out and say some shit about something. I'm going to get behind him.
He has, but he even talked about Trump. You heard what he said about Trump?
I ain't hear it.
No, what'd he say?
Did you hear it, big dog? Anybody heard it other than me?
No. What'd he say?
Okay, so this cat's right here. He's telling us right here. He said, unlike any other president in this country, we have never seen anyone like Trump. It's what we need because it's shaking up the awakening of our people, not because we need Trump, but because we need his tactics based on business. All right, if you want to run this company on a business level, all right, let's see him do it. Let's do it. Let's allow him to do what we know he's been doing for years, right?
Whether on balance you approve or disapprove of what the new administration has done since it took over.
I approve because he's weeding out a lot of things that Biden and Kamala Harris disrupted in this United States.
I believe that he's getting rid of the clutter and things that have been there for a long period of time. I don't 100% agree totally how he's cleaning house, but there are some areas that need to be improved within the government.
I disapprove of the way he's handled the firings of government employees. Firing public sector versus the private sector are two different animals. In my opinion, he should have gone in with a scalpel instead of a blowtorch.
What are the key characteristics or traits that best describe today's Democratic Party?
Liars, a lot of people doing insider trading, a lot of people are working for lobbyists and not for the people.
I would say manipulation. To me, it feels like they more want to scare you into following them than to go on with what your, heart really thinks should be done.
Just like Kamala, she came down here and tried to steer the black man's vote by bringing Cardi B and all them shaking their booty on stage like that was going to get us to go vote for her. And that was so disrespectful to me as a fan.
Who's heard about the Doge team?
They saved us so much money, but I don't see how this is really going to benefit us on like a personal basis. Like, how are you saving me money?
I believe that he's been given too much power. I know they partners in crime, but he's been given too much power to do the things that he's been doing and getting access to things that he should not have access to.
If you could ask President Trump any question, what would you ask him?
When the gas prices will go down, when the stuff will start going down, when we're going to see the effects of this economy changing.
He said he was sending every American $5,000. How soon are we getting that 5,000?
It was like a little panel, like 6 of them. What we saying? Basically, they different people had different feelings, but they basically, a few of them were saying like they disagree with how things are being done, but they believe in the mission or the plan. They just, if they feel like maybe the methods are a little off. Some of them stand 10 toes down on it. My takeaway with it was more, it was less serious and more, all these black male Trump voters look like black male Trump voters. Like if you put them all in a group with just 20 other people and say pick the Trump voters, I would have been able to pick those.
Damn sure
we had Ozempic Dame Dash, that was killing me. Bottle bull, the bottle cap glasses,
the one boy
the
the
shit that
dread.
they were saying. Yeah, that too. The shit that they were saying, it was just, it's like they're just tone deaf.
Yeah,
Because it's like the one boy was saying, okay, and he was one that I identified with the most, because he's like, all right, you're talking about and they were talking about Doge. And he was like, all right, you're doing all this talking about budget cuts and saving us money and all that, but okay, how is that gonna affect me? How is it saving me money?
Yeah.
And that's the question that most of them weren't asking. It's like, okay, the country is saving this or that, but how is it affecting me on a personal level?
Yeah.
Understand that right now with the Trump administration are the ones that are getting fucked over on a personal level. And then they're like, oh, hey, we didn't think this was going to happen to us. And then the people that aren't being affected at all, they just basically, yo, why is the gas prices so high? Those are the ones that are like, yo, we voted for him, but we're not seeing any results of what we thought was supposed to be, yo, he's coming to save us.
Yeah.
Okay, I got something else on my head, Russell. Check this out, right? The only thing they really, and let me say it right, I don't feel no bullshit. But the only thing they really control is wages for a plantation, a job, retirement, and your Social Security. When you erase those three, they're not accepted. So if we work for ourselves, right? I don't care whatever little you get, whatever we do for ourselves, you can tally up and you can tell them whatever. But we can tally up whatever that we actually make, and that's it. And it's not an hourly. It's an infinite gauge on whatever the hell I want to make, right?
Right.
So when we remove those three factors out of there, which is the only thing that they can govern, yeah, they know. I'm gonna pay you $22,000 a year, but I know you can't fucking survive off of it. And it's okay. They can't survive off of it. That's getting evicted with whole jobs, whole full-time jobs. So if we're governed by their control of what we look to or what we reach to, case in point, got laid off a job last year. The company went under, right? So when it went under, they said they couldn't pay me unemployment because of, I'm like, wow, you're going under, or did you fire me for showing my nuts up? I mean, what did I do? No, well, we can't do it because they said that you weren't worthy of your benefits. I said, clear that. I said, so I'm not worthy of my benefits, so I'm not worthy of survival. When we work in we got free to work state, so you can fire me and I can leave whenever I want to. Yet you're telling me I didn't follow what? No, so that means you're letting me know it's their word over mine. And even though they secured that money for my benefits, I ain't gonna let you get it regardless of, because they're having a hard time. Yet I'm gonna have a harder time because I ain't got shit right now.
You got shit right now.
So when it comes down to it, I think we give them too much manual control when it comes down to our resources, knowing that you use my taxable resources to create a power and a system that don't even support me.
works against me in most cases.
And works against me. They get all of that. They're number one in my book. They are number fucking one. So at the end of the day, once we see exactly what their worth and value is when it comes down to how we do things, how we move, how if they're not directly on my doorstep, they're nowhere around. They're non-existent. So everything that we deal with them is going to be a media base of what we're drawn into when we ain't got shit to do with that. That's our fight. Trump was saying that he thinks that all people of color should get out of the goddamn military.
Honestly,
If people are, bro, it's a lot. Okay, what I'm gonna start doing, whenever we talk, I'm gonna just have clips that way I can drop the motherfuckers right in the comments. That way you see it in real time.
It be so much shit
Yes.
that he does, like I can't keep track of it no more.
You're right. And you see, okay, Rack just said it. There will be no military. Thank you.
Right.
Because one thing was, I think it was called Asuta calicolitis, the little skin disease that only we really get from shaving. He was using something like that as a minuscule example of why we shouldn't. That lets you know he's giving codes as the actor he is. He's not a politician. He's an actor / businessman. So because of it, he's a bit, but the same is you got to play him at his own game. He don't really care if you don't have no money, and that's what I'm saying. That's why it won't really affect us in the I would say the immediate run within our 20 to 30 year run. It ain't going to affect us because we don't have no money. So it's going to affect the rich more. But those of us who live plainly and live on a level of, I think the Most High said, all things common, then we can see each other on a common level and we can deal with it. We can actually go up from that point. But when we realize that we're all down, that's the issue that we're going to really, really come back on when we realize where we are and not conditionalized by what that black box say we is. Every time we look at it, it's always something about us because everything is about us. And they know this. Everything. They can't exclude us from shit because we are indigenous to this land. We are indigenous to the earth. So whatever they do, they're going to have to ask our permission. They can't just do whatever they want to do.
No.
So when it comes down to our financial position in life, when it comes down to this continent, yeah, I think we're going to be good because we don't have enough money to reach those aspects of what they look to, and taxation included. I'm like, we can't. So I'm like, okay, I'm comfortable in knowing that if I can scratch around this motherfucker, I can get something going. If I look for your job, what I'm gonna get? I'm gonna get interviews after interviews after interviews, and I might get picked up on Indeed and never seen again. Let's get this job off the network. So it's like, it's crazy, but at the end of the day, I'm just grateful that one thing he is pumping is your own passion. Whatever you want to do it. Make sure you get a career in doing it because he understands that these job markets, these slave camps are dying. These slave markets are dying, and I love it. Niggas went out of business after COVID.
Yeah, a lot.
And seemingly, it's like, I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. And seemingly, it's like we're waking up to opportunity now. And even people that were like, you seeing cats that wasn't saying shit. Now they're saying something.
Yeah,
so
it's
a lot
kind
of
of forcing you on a sink or swim. It's forcing a sink or swim mentality on us.
And that's what Trump is doing. Because he knows that the jig is up. He knows that these jobs ain't going to be here much longer. He knows that this country is going to have to pretty much take care of the members at some point. They're just trying to minimize those numbers as much as possible by having independent entrepreneurs that's willing to take up the weight.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But he's
that brings us to our. Oh no!
I'll say you should get the applause for that one.
Okay.
Bar down.
Yeah, but she ain't got the applause.
That brings us to our Muskie Minute. Elon. I feel like we touched on this mad times, but honestly, I want updates as much as we gonna get this shit because what the fuck?
Is Elon Musk planning to father a legion of super babies? According to his newest baby mama, Ashley St. Clair, the world's richest man dreams of having enough children to save civilization. Ashley St. Clair is speaking out today, revealing the results of a paternity test that she says proves with 99.99% certainty that Musk is the father of her 7-month-old son. Just 2 weeks ago, Musk wrote, "I don't know if the child is mine or not." Here he is, Ashley says, in a New York hospital holding baby Romulus right after he was born. Musk has had at least 14 children with 4 women, 10 boys and 4 girls.
Hey, stop that.
His 4-year-old, Little X, is the most visible. They go everywhere together, including the UFC event last weekend. And get this, according to the Wall Street Journal, multiple sources said they believe the true number of Musk's children is much higher, and he wants more. Ashley says that Musk suggested they use surrogates to make more babies faster, to reach Legion level before the apocalypse. She claims he solicits women to have his babies on his social media app X. One woman says she turned him down, saying she wants no part of his harem drama. Musk talked about his love of baby making at a recent conference in Saudi Arabia.
I know you've been doing your part to maintain the birth rate in the U.S.
Yes, I am. I do have a lot of kids, and I encourage others to have lots of kids.
We reached out to Elon Musk for comment, but did not hear back.
A superhuman race of kids.
Yeah.
That he's trying to create with Twitter influencers.
Wow.
So basically, he's trying to get a bunch of.
Yeah. So my question is, one, why? But sure, I can't. I mean, we could even just call that ego. Sure, who doesn't want a bunch of little superhuman thems running around? Cool. But I feel like the Twitter influencer part is the confusing part. Like, if I'm about to genetically modify my super sperm, right? Why the fuck am I dropping it in Twitter influencers?
Good point.
That's like cutting the product, I feel like.
I'm going with somebody higher than that. Like, you gotta be royalty, you gotta be motherfucker the supermodel, something, and you gotta be highly intelligent. He wants chicks that just
like, I'm trying to pick the best of the best of the best. He out here just choosing like at Renee Zell 3. But I don't understand.
Oh,
shit, product.
And shout out to Renee Zellweger. I'm sorry, you was the first one to pop in my head. I don't know why. But yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand the need to go through all that, and that has to be expensive as hell. So if you go through all that, spend all the bread, and then just hit somebody DMs like, you trying to have a super baby for me?
Mill for you.
I got a mill on it. What up?
For you.
And then right, and shout out to them. But at this point, it don't seem like it's a good situation for them. Like, because a few of these Jones are on the internet and they complaining about it, so they don't seem like they happy with their arrangement. So apparently the bread ain't enough, whatever the bread is.
What is it? They got like 14 kids, but they think he might got more. And like, how you be a billionaire and a deadbeat dad? You be the richest man on earth.
I don't care how much bread you got. Yeah, I don't care how much bread you have. There's no way. Like, they keep saying, "Oh, if you got the money, you can take care of all these kids." Fam, you can't spend time with all these kids. I have 3 sons.
Nah.
And sometimes I feel like I'm working too much to the point where I'm not spending as much time with my 3 sons as I could be or should be. So there's no way just running around the country. He got 14 kids with 4, 5, 6 different. To none of them. He out here. That's a tax break if you ever asked for one.
He is to the good. He don't care about nothing.
Facts.
God no.
I don't get it. That's ridiculous. That's your boy. That's your boy.
But this Elon guy, I'm like, all the stuff is set up, bro. I'm like, bro, I don't trust nothing that's going on. But is he seemingly bright? I haven't really said. I hadn't heard him say anything verbally that makes me think he's that wonderful. But if I got that much money, pay it to think for me.
This is not an innovator. He is an acquirer. He is in acquisitions. He don't do shit innovative himself. He's just like, oh shit, I got bread, and I see y'all on to something. Let me buy that, and then y'all keep doing the stuff, but under my name.
Right.
That's legit.
And that's basically what it is.
Wow. Yeah, we're wow.
Why? Why is he the opposite of Trump?
Yeah, that's motherfucker.
You said who now? Opposite of Trump?
Can't keep non-successful. They can't run it. Can't keep it successful at all. So Elon is at least he's making money off his stuff. Trump done lost money.
I mean, Elon should be he be driving shit down too. I mean, a lot of some of the shit that's successful was in your face, but yeah, some of it should be failing a little bit. You know what I mean? Going downhill after he acquires it because he gets it at its height or like just before its height and stuff like that. So,
but I
you know what
mean, Trump only lost money. Like, how do you lose money in the casino? It's not a good.
Keep in mind, we talk for entertainment, but a lot of times, you know, what we see as far as like even with the whole what they call it, bankruptcy for the rich. They want to hold on to some shit. They care nothing about losing. They want to hold on to what they say they need. I don't care about nothing. I'll let all that go. But let me hold on to this and I'm good. That's rich people move. Because at the end of the day, if you got a whole lot of overhead, the rich are the best at knowing how to dump that shit.
Yep, and a lot of times when the actual entity starts losing money, they make money from it.
Right. They not you own. You
Selling
already
it,
own.
bankruptcy from it, you know, all that kind of shit. Yeah, that ends up being a business move.
Bro, that's all facts.
Yeah,
Big
man,
major
they putting
facts.
chess out there. All right, we had that Carmelo Anthony situation. Been avoiding it a little bit. It's a little heavy. But for those that don't know, Carmelo Anthony was a young man that was at a track meet. He was involved in an altercation with a white kid and his twin brother. He ultimately ended up stabbing said white kid.
A relative of a Frisco teenager took to Facebook to defend him Friday. Kevin Hayes wrote that Carmelo Anthony defended himself against violent aggressors in a now viral Facebook post. He calls the victim and his twin brother bullies and claims they tried to take his belongings, broke his phone, and stomped on it.
I'm sure the defense would argue that he's a young man, he's scared, he's allegedly just been jumped by multiple people, and, he panicked.
Attorney Mike Howard.
It's going to be complicated, and it's going to depend on what the witnesses there say.
The arrest warrant says Anthony, a student at Frisco Centennial High School, was under Memorial High School's tent. The warrant says Austin Metcalf, a Memorial student, told him to leave. He says he told Austin, "Touch me and see what happens."
One of the prohibitions in self-defense is the person claiming self-defense cannot provoke the incident and then claim self-defense when they act.
The warrant says a short time later, Austin grabbed Anthony to tell him to move, and Anthony pulled a knife from his bag and stabbed Metcalf once in the chest.
Anytime the alleged victim does not have a weapon, that makes it difficult, not impossible, but difficult for the suspect to claim self-defense.
In his Facebook post, Hayes describes Anthony as a respectful, well-mannered young man, a 4.0 student with multiple college offers, and a kid with zero criminal history. Anthony remains in the Collin County Jail on $1 million bond. Reached by phone, his mother declined to comment. She said the family had not yet hired an attorney. In Frisco, I'm Tanya Izzl.
Killed him. He was arrested. He's since been released on bail, but obviously he's facing charges for murder. There's a lot going surrounding it, and we don't necessarily know all the details, but we do know that it sounds like he was defending himself. He's claiming self-defense. From what we've gathered enough of is that the twin brother, both of them were antagonizing Carmelo Anthony. To what extent, we don't necessarily know. We weren't there. We haven't heard from everybody. You know what I mean? So, how do y'all feel about just what we know so far?
I know he needed a good lawyer. You ain't getting away with killing a white boy. So you need a good lawyer first. He don't need a good lawyer because they don't try to fry his ass. Like you ain't getting away with killing him.
Promise. Can you hear Des? Promise.
Can he hear you?
Can you hear me? I can hear everybody. I think Jose, I can hear you. Promise, I can hear you. Des, say something. Des.
All
right. Can y'all hear each other?
Hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I hear y'all perfectly.
All right, so I can talk now.
All right, cool.
Man, I missed this whole.
Yeah,
you did. Want to say your piece?
Yeah, we talking about Carmelo Anthony. How you feel about this situation?
So I spoke about it earlier. I was almost confused with the Carmelo Anthony situation because I just found out that he was the one that stabbed the kid, the white kid. But I also know of another story where the exact same incident happened where a white kid killed a student, and they're not trying to press any charges on this white kid. So for starters, I'll say no killing is right in any regard. You know what I'm saying? Bullying is a serious issue that schools don't take seriously. The government doesn't take seriously. Hell, parents don't take seriously half the time. But it pushes people to do things. And when your back is against the wall and you feel like that's all you have, it puts you in an animalistic, it's either kill or be killed type situation. With this in particular, I don't want to play like the black card or anything like that, because again, killing by any means is wrong. But I also do know that this kid was being bullied and picked on, and he did tell these folks multiple times to leave him alone. And he even told them, you know what I'm saying, like, hey, keep messing with me, you gonna mess around and find out. That's been a statement of 2025. Fuck around, you gonna find out. It's unfortunate this white kid found out. It's unfortunate that this young black man has been bullied for so long and he felt that was his only way to resolve the issue. It's even more fucked up that, again, we do it, bad, shame on you. When these white kids get away with this shit every single day and it's just like slap them on the wrist and go give them some counseling, I don't see the fairness. I don't see the equality. I don't see the where people are actually caring. It's kind of almost like another race thing. You feel me? That's where my mind keeps going. I know this is about murder, but
You got
I
a
need
point
this
there.
white kid. I need this white kid that killed this black boy to get the same time this black boy is about to get for killing this white kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's my piece on that. I want more to
Right.
come out, and I want this kid to get self-defense, because again, being bullied in school is an issue that's not talked about enough and not taken seriously enough. But yeah, that's
Yeah,
my
you got a
spill
point.
on that.
It ain't gonna change until like a mob of motherfuckers give all the motherfuckers a haircut at all one time, because they only prey on how dangerous their job is, right? Prey on how dangerous the job is or whatever, and then complain about it when it happens. So I'm like, what are we doing?
And that's a
Yeah.
question can nobody answer. Nobody knows.
I don't like the games that social media are playing. Like they trying to do the whole showing the pictures of young boy with a gun and all that kind of shit. But I do like the clapbacks because it's we basically got white Twitter and black Twitter going at it on this one.
Going ape
So
shit.
yeah, so we got they posting pictures of Carmelo with a gun, and then the I guess black Twitter clapping back, and they got pictures of the white kids with guns. Talking about, all right, well, these are the people, the brothers. These are those people, and they have guns, bro. They're in Texas. Everybody got a gun. Everybody's taking a picture with a gun,
Mm.
and it's basically just going back and forth. Oh, they're calling him a thug. Black Twitter calling the white boys thugs. Cool. If everything is as it sounds, which is two white boys was fucking with Carmelo. Carmelo did what he had to do. Then it is what it is to me. Like, I mean, fuck, like he said, fuck around, find out.
It's cut
It
and dry.
happens.
It's just cut and dry.
Keep your hands to yourself, and you live to see tomorrow. The
Say
the
what he
same shit we was
said.
talking about with the cops earlier. You chill, you control
And
yourself.
just to tie it back,
I don't have, and I have no reason or right to kill you. Now, when you start fucking with me, when you start attacking me, yes, then all bets are off. Because you can't tell me how to
and
respond to
that's
your attack.
Right.
And so do
Yeah,
we
So
call
threatening
that a
with my life.
respect of authority? Because it seems
pretty
like
much.
these white kids need the same lesson the pastor was telling us to teach. It's always teach the black kids this,
Ain't
teach
nobody
the
gonna
black
teach his
kids
white
that.
black
Second,
kids that.
We gonna adapt every time. We gonna adapt every time.
I bet his brother gonna think
Yeah.
twice.
If I'm being
His
completely
brother
honest
learned a
with you,
valuable
Yeah, that's a
lesson
good
no,
that
point.
day.
he's not gonna
The
think
one
twice.
the one that's
His
still
brother's
alive,
about to
he
turn
learned a
into
valuable
a
lesson that
serial
day.
killer.
I guarantee he lives life differently.
No, he don't. No, he won't. If anything, he gonna want revenge and rage bait on everybody he
Nah,
see
he
in
might
life
join the
anyway.
damn race group.
He gonna turn
Yeah,
to
you
Dexter.
feel me? Like, bro, these white
Basically.
kids, and I'm saying this, and this may be the most ignorant thing I
Jose,
ever
you in
say,
and
but
out
these
again,
white
dog.
kids,
He keep going out, and then all I hear is these
Why
white
is it?
kids, and he go out again. And he come back in and say
That's
these
what
white kids.
And he got enough. His percentages
and
high. I
I
don't know why we can't hear it.
crazy. I can't get it
I
out.
don't
They
know
don't want me
either.
to say nothing.
It goes silent, and
Am I
these
still cut
white
out?
kids, these white kids, silent crackers.
They trying to rob my guy. They trying to rob you, man.
Come
Look,
on, man.
They straight censoring him. He got locked
they
too.
censoring this nigga in real
Let me
time.
got in his head. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. You got 8 or 7. You got 8.
Oh, man. I think it's 12 up here.
You got 12. So I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna jump off this motherfucker. I be saying all that random stuff, but Yeshua, Yahusha had 7 locks in his head.
8, 9.
What we call Christ had 7 locks in his hair. He was a Nazarene. Nazarenes carry 7 locks in their hair.
I got 13.
All right, so that's gonna
Okay.
be your part of the "What's on Your Mind" segment.
And I still cut out.
All right, that's what we headed to now.
All right, yeah, I'm about to say Jose is out again. All right, listen, we did it, guys.
All
We're
right.
gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Des, what's on your mind, man?
I'm getting personal. I'm getting old. My body's feeling old. Things are breaking down, and I gotta keep going to the damn doctor. Now I gotta go to the damn colonoscopy. I don't feel like nobody's sticking shit up my butt, but I know it gotta happen because I'm getting older. And that's
I
what's
did
on my
not think
mind.
you
Because I
was
gotta go
gonna
do.
go
I got
here.
in about an
They say
hour. I
that's
gotta
what's up.
go. I gotta drink all this shit, and then I gotta start shitting all night. So I feel my age is really showing right now.
Mm-hmm. That sounds right. That's what's on his mind.
Yeah.
Hey, Promise, off that quickly. What's on your mind, big dog?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can. What's on your mind, man?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can
Yeah.
hear you. What's on your mind?
So this is one of the things on my mind right now, bro. Is like is getting back to our indigenous value, man. That's what I'm on right now. Like real shit. Like if we get back on that, we won't need a license. We won't have to pay car insurance. We won't have to pay taxes. So
Mm-hmm.
I think the truth of knowing that if we get to this place, that is the true fortification of our people when it comes down to resource and finance. Because even if we didn't do shit but sit on our ass, there should be nothing we should have to do that the Most High didn't design when we got here.
Mm.
Take care of our square, take care of our families, take care of the things that mean the most. That's why, like what you were saying, as far as you got 3 sons and you work, you put it in, you put your shit in. But at the same time, we got demoted when it came down to time when we started doing overtime. I got to do this. I got 3 jobs. That became the weight of our survival. Because yeah, we can work a job, but I can't save no money with 1 job. So I'm gonna get this other 2
Right.
jobs or whatever to make it work. We shouldn't have to do none of that shit. Because the riches and resources is in the land, and we've had that for centuries. So what the hell are we looking to anybody for other than our indigenous value and who we are as the Most High's kids? Now I ain't talking about no random. We're royal people, and it's a lot coming out now that I guess supports what I'm saying as far as indigenous value, because that's what we all are, bro. All that shit, all these lies is falling. That's what's on my mind. I'm happy about that. Just the lies
Okay.
being unfolded and people having hope based on who you already were and not who they made you out to be. And resource of occupation or lineage, you ain't got to be no Rothschild to be valued. They just try to keep you from it. Everybody, and a dude said something really, really heavy to me the other day. He said everything that you had when you got here was enough. He said anything that came in between either added to or took away from. So be wise as to who you pardon time with. And another word, Acts 3. I forgot the verse, but it was talking about and they were
Everybody
preacher
freeze
hit me up.
or just him?
Huh? Say again?
Just
I
him.
don't know. I
Is it
Man, that was
me?
a good
into
spot from the
it at
freeze.
this
Look,
point.
look at that John. His finger poking.
Am I frozen?
Yeah.
All right, wait.
Back? Am I
Everything,
back yet?
everything. Hey, Brown. Yeah, you back in. Say everything
Okay, so
after one more thing.
what'd you hear last, brother?
One more
The
thing.
the finger point.
Okay. Oh yeah, and I'll say
Damn,
You
he
gotta
said
stop
that
pointing
shit
your
in the
finger
one
when
more
exact
you
same
thing
spot.
freezing.
is
Yeah, just keep your
knowing,
finger down,
okay,
Yeah,
Brown.
you
I
gotta
think
stop
your
pointing
finger,
the
with the indigenous
your
value
finger making it free.
is the only thing that our kids are going to really, really respect us for is knowing that what they were taught in school doesn't match up with who they
See,
truly
that's
are
that
because of
power,
what
nigga.
my
You
father
freezing that
is
shit
told
the
me
with your
finger
or what
point.
mind.
my mother told me. So what they're learning in school
Oh, hey,
is
you
a
had to back
test
up
of
again,
how you
Promise.
think. Huh?
You got to back up again. Your finger froze it. Stop pointing your finger out. Every time you point your finger, you freeze. All right, you good. All right, go ahead. Say everything
It's
again
like
after one more thing.
what we teach our kids is that thing that's going to really change everything. So if what they're being taught in school, the curriculum, the compulsory education is fake, much of it is just like reading a fiction novel. But you understand the characters in the fiction novel, you just know it's fake. So I taught him to get the lesson, but you're using it to pass a test. Empty out all that shit when you're done. It's okay. You ain't got to hold it. There's
Facts.
nothing keeping you to that. And they're not going to change it until we have enough. Okay, my son, the teachers always got on my ass, like, well, not got on me, but called me about my son because of what he learned, and he holding him to the fire. So I said, so you're uneasy about my son holding you to the truth because he went to the Library of Congress. You didn't. They gave you a curriculum, you learned it, you scheduled it, boom, it's here. But now, this here, he listens to what you're saying and he know what doesn't match what he actually saw and read and has paperwork supporting who he is. Yet you want to call him African American and he's disrupting class now because he wanted to challenge you on. Fuck out of here.
Shirt.
Well, you say it's a good shirt. What's that?
That was a good one. I like that.
So that's all we got to
Perceived
do.
power versus
Three boys.
actual power.
That actual power. There you go. Because you can't stop that. You can fuck with the facts. You can manipulate the facts. You can't manipulate the truth. It is.
Right. I feel that.
You can lie, but it ain't the truth.
Big facts. You can lie as much as you want. That don't change the actual facts.
And you know what? And you don't have to change the facts in the schoolroom because it ain't your story to tell. I got
Right.
that. That ain't your story to tell. We went all the way to D.C. for a family reunion, and the family reunion was selected surrounding who we are as people. Had nothing to do with Cousin Pat and Aunt Judine and none of them. It was strictly to let you know in the landmass that you came from, this was Shinnecock and Chirac and Iroquois land. That's what this was. So at the end of the day, I guess, I think I would say, as fathers, we should do more of the due diligence of what it is to make sure they get the right information. And even if it ain't your kid, I work at a school in a program called Excel. And it's like an alternative program for kids that can't work in a regular school environment. So the classes are condensed to make sure, they can learn freely without being counted. Without being counted out. So looking at what they know. And when I be talking to them, I said, boy, it's a lot of estrogen energy in this.
He froze again. That finger almost came up.
Oh, it almost came.
We can see it's visible. He froze that. Hey, Jose, you with us?
No.
Tell us what's on your mind before you fade out again.
Okay. Good luck with that.
Yo.
Oh. Yeah, Jose.
Yo.
All right, Promise froze up again. Tell us, Jose, what's on your mind, dog?
What's on my mind? A better technology, better phone service, and man, everybody just
Yeah,
be
you need
safe
that
in this
right
time
now.
of
I'm
year.
with you. Short and sweet. Short and sweet. You said better technology, better phone service.
I'm done.
I'm with it.
And we lost him.
Let's hope late April / early May brings that to you, good son.
Yeah,
all right,
yeah,
guys.
basically.
We did this.
All right.
We did the thing.
All right.
Appreciate y'all. We gonna go ahead and get out of here. I'm gonna go ahead and say all the stuff that Rock says, but like I'll say it when we get off. So don't even worry about it, guys. Holla at y'all next week. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Once again, this is the Working People's Pod on the Out of the Sand Trap Network. It's your boy Izzle. Gang gang. Thank you again. We out of here.